Our next honoree, Kevin G Swann, is the senior pastor of Ivy Baptist Church, where he served since 2006. He's also an adjunct professor in the Religious Studies Department at Hampton University. Kevin co-founded and is co-host of The Pastor's Study, a weekly radio broadcast. He also founded Kevin Swann Enterprises, a nonprofit, faith-based organization that provides services to underprivileged youth and adults in southeastern Virginia. The mission is to inspire, instill, and ignite programs and services that empower youth and adults through character building, capital empowerment, and community service. Kevin is a proud member of the Virginia Unity Project, formed by religious leaders. 2021 Humanitarian Award recipient Kevin Swann's video tells us more.
So Kevin, could you talk about your calling and what drives you?
I grew up playing basketball, and a lot of what I know through sport. And so I take a lot of that into what I do in ministry. I consider myself in many ways a coach, not just a pastor. There's a playbook, there's teams, you have to execute the plays, and there's an assignment that we have. And so for me, I take all of that and I go into how we can help the community, especially where our church is located in the southeast section of Newport News, where there's a lot of marginalization, there's a lot of poverty, a lot of disparities in the community. So I want to help our community be able to have the resources necessary so that they can be effective in their families and community.
What are some of the ways you mobilize the church to help the community?
We're very passionate about the community, so we do a lot of outreach. Notably, we have a strong feeding program that we do. We have a clothing program that we do. We just recently started a separate nonprofit organization with the church, Ivy Community Outreach, that's specifically designed to go into our communities to help find partners to do the work. And then with the work that I do with the Virginia Unity Project, bringing other faith leaders and those who are passionate about community building to the table.
So tell us a little more about the Virginia Unity Project.
So that was started in 2016. It was actually founded because of a police-involved shooting in the city. And from that, we had various forums, and what we realized is that there are a lot of people, clergy and community, that are just very passionate about wanting to see change. And so what we did was we created the Virginia Unity Project for two purposes. One, to build bridges and to have seats at the table. We felt like clergy and faith leaders don't always have seats at the table when it comes to decision making within the government, local and statewide. So that was a focus, and then also a focus of helping our churches to grow closer together so we can do more work together instead of everybody doing it on their own.
Wow. What do you feel is your responsibility to the community?
Well, I don't believe that my assignment is just to the people in the church. I believe that my assignment as pastor is to actually pastor the community. So whether you are a member of our church or not really doesn't matter to me. The fact that you are a human, that all people have needs, all people need to be valued, loved, and affirmed. And it doesn't matter to me if you call yourself a member of Ivy or not. We know that everybody needs that, so that's how I approach it.
Are there any other projects you're involved in that you're particularly proud of?
I'm especially pleased with what we're doing with our Operation Bless the Community. That's an initiative that we started 2 years ago to specifically partner with organizations in the Southeast Newport News community to provide resources so that we can say that not only do we support you in doing the work, but we also support you financially. And so our goal in that is, in a 3-year period, to give over $100,000 back to the community. And we're on track to do that. And this is just out of the generosity of people in our congregation and the community who want to see change. And so we've been able to help schools and other nonprofits. And we're going to continue to do that because I believe that's our purpose and calling for that community.
So Kevin, tell me, what does inclusion mean to you?
Inclusion means that everybody has value. And I think what we see in our day is that there's so much polarization. People going to their sides, whether it's race or sexual orientation or certainly politics. But there is common ground beneath all of those and the rhetoric that we see sometimes in the media. There is common ground amongst all of us, regardless of where we live or what we look like. And I believe if we can just focus on those areas and places, we'd be much better off.
How does it make you feel to receive this award?
It's an incredible honor because I know the work that Virginia Center for Inclusive Communities that you do. And so for me, it's a real honor. But I will also say, I feel like this is something that I am supposed to be doing. I often tell a story of my father. When I was young, I came home from school one day, I got my report card and I had mostly all A's and B's. And I came home and I gave the report card to my dad and I was like, here, this is my report card. Now, what are you gonna get me? As opposed to say, you did good, so you deserve to get something for your grades. My dad said nothing. I said, what do you mean? You see this report card here, it's good grades. He said, no, I'm not gonna get you anything because that's what you are supposed to do. And so for me, that's how I feel. I'm honored that you all are recognizing me, but the reality is this is really what I'm supposed to be doing in helping the community.
Is there anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I would definitely like to thank my family, my wife, my children, Cameron and Cole, and certainly the Ivy Baptist Church family. It has been an honor to serve them for now almost 15 years. And I'm grateful that they have captured the vision and are running with it, and we're able to make real impact in our community.